Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're stepping inside one of the most iconic royal residences, Princess Diana's apartments at Kensington Palace. Known for her timeless elegance and impeccable style, Diana transformed her home into a space that blended royal tradition with personal flair. Join me as we take an exclusive tour of her private haven, uncovering the stunning interior design, cherished family moments, and the intimate details that made her residence truly unique. Trust me, you're going to want to see this. Princess Diana was not just a beloved figure in the British royal family. She was also known for her philanthropic work and her undeniable influence on global culture. At the time of her tragic death in 1997 at the age of just 36, Diana's net worth was estimated to be around $25 million. While that might seem like a significant amount, when you adjust for inflation, that number becomes closer to $45 million in today's terms. Diana Frances Spencer, better known as Princess Diana, was born on July 1, 1961, in Sandringham, Norfolk, England. She was the fourth of 5 children born to John Spencer, Viscount Althorp, and Frances Spencer, Viscountess Althorp. Diana's birth took place at Park House, a residence on the Sandringham estate, where the royal family often spent time. The Spencer family had long-standing ties with the British royal family, with both of Diana's grandmothers having served as ladies-in-waiting to Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. When Diana was born, her parents had been hoping for a boy to carry on the family name, which is why they didn't settle on a name right away. After a week, they chose Diana Frances in honor of her mother and a distant relative, Lady Diana Spencer, who had once been considered a possible bride for Frederick, Prince of Wales. Growing up, Diana was affectionately nicknamed Duch by her family, a playful reference to her elegant, duchess-like demeanor even as a young girl. Diana was baptized on August 30, 1961, at St. Mary Magdalene Church in Sandringham, just a short time after her birth. She grew up with 3 siblings, Sarah, Jane, and Charles, while another brother, John, tragically passed away shortly after birth, a year before Diana was born. This loss added emotional strain to her parents' marriage, as they had been hoping for a male heir to continue the family name. To try and solve the issue, Lady Althorp underwent several medical treatments at Harley Street clinics in London, which Diana's younger brother, Charles, later described as humiliating for their family. The tension from this experience likely contributed to the eventual breakdown of their marriage, leading to their divorce. Diana spent much of her early childhood at Park House, located on the Sandringham estate, which her family leased from Queen Elizabeth II, whom Diana affectionately referred to as Aunt Lilibet. Growing up so close to the royal family, Diana often played with Prince Andrew and Prince Edward, who spent their holidays at the nearby Sandringham house. When Diana was just 7 years old, her parents divorced, which had a big impact on her early life. After the separation, her mother, Lady Althorp, started a new relationship with Peter Shand Kidd and eventually married him in 1969. During the separation in 1969-1967, Diana lived with her mother in London, but during that year's Christmas holidays, her father, Lord Althorp, refused to let her return to London with her mother. Not long after, Lord Althorp won custody of Diana, with help from his own mother-in-law, Lady Fermoy. In 1976, Diana's father married Reine, Countess of Dartmouth, and this led to a particularly difficult relationship between Diana and her stepmother. Diana described Reine as a bully and, on one occasion, even pushed her down the stairs. Diana later said that her childhood was very unhappy and very unstable. In 1975, when her father inherited the title of Earl Spencer, Diana became known as Lady Diana. The family moved from Park House to Althorpe, the Spencer family estate in Northamptonshire, marking another significant change in her life. Diana and Prince Charles first crossed paths in 1977 when Diana was just 16 years old. At the time, Charles was 29 and dating Diana's older sister, Sarah. Their relationship didn't really begin until 1980, when Charles started to show interest in Diana after they both attended a mutual friends gathering in Sussex. From there, their connection grew stronger, and Charles invited Diana on a sailing weekend aboard his family's yacht, Britannia, which allowed them to spend more time together. He also introduced her to his family at Balmoral Castle in Scotland, further cementing their bond. The romance quickly escalated, and on February 6, 1981, Charles proposed to Diana at Windsor Castle. Their wedding, one of the most iconic moments in modern royal history, took place on July 29, 1981, at St. Paul's Cathedral, when Diana was just 20 years old. The extravagant ceremony was broadcast live, attracting a global audience of 750 million people, making it a moment the world would never forget. When Diana married Prince Charles, she became the Princess of Wales, which meant she held a very high rank in the British royal family, only behind the Queen and the Queen Mother. As Princess of Wales, Diana became one of the most recognized and admired women in the world. After their wedding, the royal couple went on a luxurious honeymoon, traveling to some exotic locations, including Egypt, Tunisia, and Greece. In November 1981, Diana made the exciting announcement that she was expecting her first child with Prince Charles. Just a few months later, on June 21, 1982, they welcomed their son, Prince William Arthur Philip Louis, into the world. The couple was overjoyed by the birth of their firstborn, and William quickly became the darling of the British public. 2 years later, Diana gave birth to their second son, Prince Henry Charles Albert David, also known as Prince Harry, on September 15, 1984. As Princess of Wales, Diana's role went beyond her duties as a mother. She threw herself into charity work, becoming involved in over 100 organizations, with a special focus on causes such as leprosy and AIDS awareness. Her hands-on approach to charity work helped bring attention to some of the most pressing issues of the time. However, while Diana was thriving in her public role, her private life was beginning to crumble. By the early 90s, her marriage to Prince Charles was facing serious struggles, and the couple's relationship was becoming increasingly strained. On August 31, 1997, Princess Diana tragically died in a car crash in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel in Paris. Her driver, trying to escape the paparazzi, lost control of the car, resulting in a fatal crash that also claimed the lives of her companion, Dodi Fayed, and their driver, Henry Paul, who was the acting security manager at the Hotel Ritz Paris. The only survivor was Trevor Rees-Jones, Dodi's bodyguard, who suffered serious head injuries. The shocking and heartbreaking loss of Diana led to an outpouring of grief around the world. Her funeral, held on September 6th, was broadcast live and became one of the most watched events in television history. In the UK, a record-breaking 32.1 million viewers tuned in, while in the US, 50 million people watched. The funeral was broadcast to over 200 countries, and it's estimated that more than 2.5 billion people around the world saw the ceremony, making it a global moment of collective mourning and remembrance for the beloved princess. Princess Diana's sudden and shocking death in 1997 left the world in mourning, with tributes pouring in from all corners of the globe. Senior figures from various countries expressed their condolences, and people everywhere showed their love and admiration for the beloved royal by leaving flowers, candles, cards, and personal messages outside Kensington Palace. This outpouring of grief continued for months as the public continued to honor her memory. Diana's coffin, draped with the royal flag, was transported from Paris to London on August 31, 1997. Her ex-husband, Prince Charles, and her two sisters accompanied the coffin, which was then taken to a private mortuary before being placed in the Chapel Royal at St. James's Palace. On September 5, 1997, Queen Elizabeth II paid a heartfelt tribute to Princess Diana in a live television broadcast, honoring her life and legacy. The following day, Diana's funeral took place at Westminster Abbey, a deeply emotional ceremony that saw her two sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, walk in the funeral procession behind their mother's coffin. They were joined by Prince Charles, the Duke of Edinburgh, Diana's brother Lord Spencer, and representatives from some of the charities Diana had worked with throughout her life. Lord Spencer spoke movingly about his sister, saying she had shown in her final year that she didn't need a royal title to continue spreading her unique kind of magic. One of the most touching moments of the funeral was when Elton John performed a rewritten version of his song "Candle in the Wind" in tribute to Diana. Later that same day, Princess Diana was privately laid to rest in a small, intimate ceremony. Those in attendance included her former husband, Prince Charles, her two sons, her mother, siblings, a close friend, and a clergyman. Diana was dressed in a black long-sleeved dress designed by Catherine Walker, which she had selected herself just weeks before her passing. In her hands, a set of rosary beads, a gift from Mother Teresa, was placed as a final tribute. Diana's final resting place is on an island in the middle of a peaceful lake at Althorpe Park, the Spencer family estate where her ancestors had lived for generations. Princess Diana's burial was a solemn and carefully arranged event, with the 2nd Battalion of the Princess of Wales's Royal Regiment carrying her coffin to the island where she was laid to rest. Diana had served as the regiment's colonel-in-chief from 1992 to 1996, making this tribute particularly meaningful. Originally, the plan was for her to be buried in the Spencer family vault at the local church in Great Brington, but Lord Spencer ultimately decided against it. He feared that the influx of visitors might create security issues and overwhelm the small community. Instead, he chose a peaceful and private location at Althorpe Park, allowing Diana's grave to be tended to in a more secure and tranquil setting, where her sons, William and Harry, and other family members could visit in privacy. The investigation into Princess Diana's tragic car crash initially concluded that the cause was due to the driver, Henry Paul, being intoxicated, driving recklessly, speeding, and under the influence of prescription drugs. However, Mohammed Al-Fayed, the father of Diana's companion, Dodi Fayed, publicly stated in 1998 that he believed the crash was a planned attack, accusing MI6 and the Duke of Edinburgh of involvement. Later, an inquest into the incident, which started in 2004 and continued into 2008, determined that the crash was the result of extremely careless driving by Paul and the actions of the paparazzi who were chasing them, causing Paul to speed into the tunnel. In April 2008, the jury ruled that the crash was caused by unlawful killing. The day after the final inquest verdict, Al-Fayed announced he would stop his 10-year campaign to prove the tragedy was a murder, saying he would do so out of respect for Diana's children, William and Harry. Let's take a trip back in time to the days when Princess Diana was living in Kensington Palace. Her primary residence there was Apartment 8, a place filled with memories, especially for her sons, Princes William and Harry. This apartment was not just a home, but a significant part of their early lives. Diana had a deep connection to Apartment 8 and loved it so much that even after her divorce from Prince Charles in 1996, she chose to stay there. It became a symbol of her independence and strength, and it remained a safe and loving home for her and her children as they navigated through difficult times. Apartments 8 and N, located in the northern part of Kensington Palace, were essentially two connected spaces that made up a cozy, three-story home. The top floor was transformed into a nursery, with 2 rooms just for the children. The main floors featured several living areas, including a drawing room that also doubled as Princess Diana's office, a sitting room with a TV, and a formal dining room where the family would gather. When Prince Charles and Princess Diana moved in back in 1981, these apartments were combined to create a comfortable and family-friendly living space. The home was full of unique features, like a helicopter pad for easy travel and several outdoor gardens, including one on the roof. Diana also had a greenhouse where she and her family spent time relaxing, surrounded by plants. When Prince Charles and Diana moved into apartment 8 at Kensington Palace, it became the home where they raised their 2 sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. The apartment was often featured in official photos, giving the public a rare glimpse into the royal residence. One famous image from 1983 shows the living room, decorated with bright, cheerful pink and blue patterned wallpaper and matching pink sofas. In the background, there's a mahogany chest with framed family photos, adding a personal touch. The apartment exuded a classic English style with warm colors like yellow and green. But it wasn't just formal. It was also very cozy, with soft down cushions and a collection of art and antiques from museums. Diana gave the space a vibrant, welcoming feel with bold patterns, floral wallpaper, and a mix of modern and antique furniture, all finished with golden lacquer. After 1997, Princess Diana's former apartments at Kensington Palace were transformed into office spaces, used by various groups, charities, and staff. Today, parts of the palace are still in use by Prince William and Kate for their charity work. William, who spent much of his childhood there with Diana, has kept the palace as a central part of his public life. Some areas of the palace are now open to the public, offering visitors a chance to explore royal history while enjoying the stunning Kensington Palace gardens. Step inside Princess Diana's warm and inviting home at Kensington Palace, and you'll immediately see her love for soft, soothing colors like pink, green, and blue. The rooms were beautifully decorated with charming wallpaper and luxurious fabrics. Diana's sitting room was not just a place to relax, it also served as her office. Picture dusty pink chairs, a soft white carpet, and floral wallpaper that made the space feel cozy and welcoming. The top floor was dedicated entirely to a nursery suite for her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, creating a special, family-friendly space in the heart of the palace. Princess Diana's home at Kensington Palace was filled with a mix of calming neutrals and bold pops of color like red, white, and green. For her official meetings, she chose a bright, sunny yellow drawing room, which was decorated with stunning nature-themed paintings. Her dining room was an elegant space with vibrant red curtains, a deep green table, and beige walls, giving it a warm yet sophisticated feel. The room also had Eastern-inspired decor, making it the ideal setting for elegant dinners and special occasions. When visitors entered Princess Diana's residence, they were welcomed by a stunning entrance hall with classic architectural touches. The walls featured beautiful artwork, blending traditional and modern styles. Diana's apartments weren't just elegant. They also reflected important moments in her life. Family photos hung on the walls, showcasing joyful memories and adding a personal, cozy touch to the space, making it feel both warm and welcoming. Diana's dedication to charitable causes was clear in her private office at Kensington Palace. It was here that she worked on important letters and speeches, focusing on issues close to her heart, like AIDS awareness, landmine clearance, and mental health. The room also reflected her love for art, with beautiful paintings and sculptures displayed throughout her home. Diana took an active role in selecting contemporary art, which helped modernize the palace while maintaining its historical charm. As a devoted mother, Diana made sure her children's rooms at Kensington Palace were designed with care and love. Each of her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, had their own unique space that reflected their personalities and interests. The rooms were lively and full of toys, books, and bright colors, creating a warm and welcoming atmosphere where the young princes could feel comfortable and cared for. It was clear that Diana wanted to provide her children with a nurturing environment to grow up in. Princess Diana's drawing room at Kensington Palace was one of the most memorable spaces in her home. It was designed with soft pastel colors and elegant furniture, making it a welcoming place for family and friends to gather. Diana's great sense of style was clear in this room, as she created a balance of comfort and sophistication. The room had a cozy, homey feel, especially with a beautiful piano surrounded by family photos in mismatched frames, adding a personal touch to the space. Princess Diana found peace and comfort in the beautiful gardens of Kensington Palace, especially the sunken garden. This serene space, full of colorful flowers, became her personal retreat away from the public eye. The garden was not only a place for her to relax, but it also served as the perfect setting for many special moments in her life. It was a peaceful haven where she could unwind and enjoy the natural beauty around her. After Princess Diana's tragic passing in 1997, many tributes were created in her memory around Kensington Palace. One of the most touching is the transformation of the sunken garden into the White Garden, a tribute to her. The palace also hosts exhibitions and events to celebrate her life and the incredible charitable work she did. These memorials keep her legacy alive, allowing people to reflect on the positive impact she had on the world. Princess Diana's rooms at Kensington Palace were not just royal spaces. They were a reflection of her life and values. Each room, decorated with personal items and thoughtful details, shared the story of a woman who went beyond her royal duties. Diana's home captured her legacy of kindness, advocacy, and elegance, leaving a mark that continues to inspire. Her space was a true testament to her unique personality and the impact she had on the world. After exploring Princess Diana's apartment, what are your impressions? Did it live up to the grand expectations you might have had? Thank you for taking this journey with us and for watching. Goodbye.